Welcome to the Honest Mental Health Podcast. I'm Brian Curtis. To begin, go ahead and take a few moments to consider the following question. Where in your life do you currently feel stuck? Maybe stuck feeling overwhelmed by difficult thoughts or emotions, stuck in unhealthy or unsatisfying relationships, possibly stuck in a job or a career that lacks meaning, stuck in patterns of behavior that are negatively impacting your physical health or your mental health, or possibly both. Perhaps stuck feeling like you're falling short, either as a parent or as a son or a daughter, or just stuck feeling unsure about your values and your goals, lacking a clear sense of direction. So, if you currently feel stuck in one or more areas of your life, I created the Honest Mental Health Podcast for you to help you to discover, or possibly to rediscover what truly matters to you across many different areas of your life: your relationships, career, family, your physical health, your mental health, so you can finally get unstuck. So you can stop putting your happiness on hold and start living the life that you truly want to live. And these changes can be made by learning and practicing the most effective science-based skills in clinical psychology, which will be presented in the form of experiments in each podcast episode. So you can start learning and practicing these skills right away, to start testing them out in the laboratory of your daily life. Now, rather than just passively listening to these experiments, I'll constantly be challenging you to take a much more engaged and proactive approach. Like the scientist that you are, at certain points during each experiment, I'll ask you to pause the audio, to take some time to reflect on what you're observing, and then to write down your insights in what I'm going to call your lab notebook. Now, this lab notebook can be an actual physical notebook, it can be a journal, an electronic document that you create on your phone or your laptop, whatever's going to work best for you. So, in this way, you'll have an ever evolving written record of your insights and your experiences that you can repeatedly go back to and expand on as your practice becomes more and more refined. And as the skills you're learning are going to build on previous skills, we'll very often return to what you wrote out in prior experiments. So, your lab notebook is going to be an extremely important tool to help you get unstuck. And I'll also frequently be challenging you to take your time with these experiments, to truly test them out in your daily life. Now, it's important here to emphasize that the Honest Mental Health Podcast is not psychotherapy. And it's also not a substitute for assessment and treatment by a mental health professional like myself. Instead, what this podcast is my best attempt as a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist to bring together the most powerful principles and practices across many different psychological treatments so you can start applying these skills immediately. How would your life change if you were no longer stuck? If you were free to start moving towards the life that you truly want to live? Let's find out together. Welcome to the Honest Mental Health Podcast.